Now, there is a particular use of the range when we need to use it with loops. So there are two types in loops in Python. There is the while loop. You already learned about it in Java. It's very similar to what you learned about it in Java, except with the syntax difference, with the fact that there has to be indentation to indicate the block inside the while. Okay, and there's no need for, I mean, the parentheses are not mandatory. Okay, and also there is the addition of this else statement or else clause. So let me just open a VS Code to try this out. Now, you know, in every loop, generally speaking, any loop, you need a starting point, and you need a step, and you need an update, right? So in order to create any loop, there are three main components, right? Regardless of the syntax, you need a start or initialization. Okay, and you need a condition or stopping criteria, and you need a update towards the stopping criteria, right? Right. So let's say we wanna print values from 1 to 10. Okay, so we need to have a starting point at 1. So we can use a variable, let's say I equal 1. So that's the initialization. Right? Now we need to know we're gonna repeat this printing. So we need to print something. Print I, right? And we can print it inside a loop like while loop. Now this is gonna be repeating in order to avoid repeating all like forever. We need to put a stopping criteria, right? So if we say we want to print values from 1 to 10, then we stop when I is bigger than 10, right? That's a stopping criteria. So the condition that we put on the while, so you see in English, while something is true, we keep printing. So we know our stopping criteria is above 10, right? So the continuation criteria would be the opposite of that, right? So less than or equal to 10, we need to print, right? Now, if we leave it like this, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? It'll keep printing forever, yes? Sorry? Print forever, yes. Keep printing 1. Was gonna print what? The value in I, right? So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, forever. Or not really forever until it runs out of memory. Right? Okay. So in order to avoid that, we need an update that goes towards the stopping criteria, not just an update. Not any update, an update that goes towards the stopping criteria. Because if I said I minus equal 1, that's an update, right? But it's not going towards the stopping, it's going the other direction. So now it's gonna print 1, 0, -1, -2, -3, and keep going, right? So the update has to be going towards the stopping criteria. All right. Now, if I print it like this, I mean, if I run it like this, it prints 1 to 10. What's this? Okay, so it prints 1 to 10 and stops. Now, what if I want to skip at certain points? So I can break the loop at certain points. Okay, so based on a condition, a particular condition. So let me say, if I don't want to print the, I wanna, if the I reaches the value 5, I wanna break out of the loop. Okay, so let me just put this here. So I will update and then I will check if I equal to 5, then break. Are you familiar with the break keyword? So what happens when I use break? It breaks the loop. It just exits the loop and goes to the rest of the program. So here, if this is the rest of the program, okay. Now, if I break here, so we expect it to print 1 to 5. I mean 1 to 4 because I break before print 5, right? Now, what is that else? That else was not part of the syntax in Java. What does it mean? So here, if I put else, so this will be executed if this condition became false and we are about to exit the loop. Okay. So should we expect it to be printed now? No, it wasn't expected. Why? It wasn't printed. Why? Yeah, because this condition was not false when the loop was broken, right? So if we want to distinguish, or if you want to know whether the loop exited normally or whether the loop exited with a break, then we can use this else statement. So if I remove this condition, if I remove this break part, it would go to the else clause and would print the statement that we have here. Okay. Now the other type of loops that we have here is the loop that is equivalent to the for loop in Java, but in for loop in Java you have to specify the beginning and the condition. All right, but here the for loop in Python is based on a sequence. We're almost done. Okay, we're almost done. So the loop in Python is based on an iterable. So any of the sequences are considered iterable. If we want to loop a specific number of times, we can use the range. All right, so we can loop over the elements in a list. Okay, we can loop over elements in a string. We can loop over elements of a tuple, or we can loop over elements of a range. Okay. Okay, so we can stop here and start next time with some hands-on.